Welcome back to Quick Sixer. It's your boys, fat artist Nathaniel Covington from Anyone Can Die podcast. We are here, like we just told you last month, to talk about some movies that you can't miss 2025. So, without further ado, I'll let your boy take over. Natty
Oh,
Light. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so I think we should talk. We should before we get into everything. Go ahead, open up your apps, do all of that. Go ahead and hit subscribe for Nathaniel and Anyone Can Die. Check out their contents, their episodes. Hopefully, a new one will be out by the time you're listening to this. Go and check that one out. Shout out to our boy Kenny. He couldn't make it on this episode, but we do love some Kenny, and his hot takes on everything. So shout out to all of them. And yeah, man. You want to start off anything before we get into the list?
uh, I have one, which is one of
Okay.
my top movies to see in 2025.
Okay.
Is in relation to Kenny because I was really hoping I'd sent him something when we talked about doing this of like, what are your
hmm
thoughts on this? And he like had no idea. And I guess it's a perfect segue into like one of the main films that I want to see.
hmm
Of course, involves Kenny. And
hmm
if anybody knows anything about Kenny, he absolutely loves Stephen King and George Romero.
hmm
And we'll just hop into it because I think the first film
Okay.
just like will mess some people up right off the bat because of what you think of when you hear the name. If
hmm
you love 80s movies, it's just a lot. So I'm just going to hop in and
Okay.
mess everybody's brain up right off the bat.
All
So
right.
one of the
Love it.
first movies I saw that was supposed to come out in 2025 is called The Monkey, which
hmm
is going to be an adaptation of a Stephen King like short story.
hmm
Um, Osgood Perkins, who I mentioned in the last episode,
hmm
who did Long Legs, son
hmm
of Godson Psycho, yada yada yada.
hmm
Um, he's doing an adaptation of it, so I have faith. Stephen King short stories books are very very hard to make work on film.
hmm
We all know
hmm
that with all the attempts outside of like it and a few others, but
Yeah.
I think he can do it based off of what he did with Long Legs. Um,
Okay.
The Monkey's Paws by W. Jacobs from 1902.
Irene's trying to add something in, but different
Yeah.
film, but also complicates things.
Yes.
Anyways, she just messed up my whole world too.
Shout out
But
Monkey's
here's
Paw.
okay, yes, which Jordan Peele uses as the name of his like production company. But
hmm
so the Monkey Stephen King film,
hmm
um, it is about one of the little monkeys that has the little symbols between his hands and is banging it, bang, bang,
Yeah.
bang.
Yeah. Yeah.
It haunts this family and this dad. I don't want to get too deep into what the story is because it's
Okay.
kind of good to go into it fresh. But
hmm
seems like he might be able to do a good job with it. All that being said, the little monkey with the thing, if you're a fan of the 80s films, you know that there was a movie called Monkey Shines,
hmm
which on the cover has that thing, which is kind of like what Stephen King used for his book. That movie, directed by George Romero, very good friend of
Ooh.
King. In Monkey Shines, at no point do you see the monkey with the little thing. There's reasons to believe that he may have used that because there was this whole thing with like haunted toys and little like small creatures in the 80s being like a
hmm
whole thing that would attract people. Obviously, Stephen King there. It's actually about a monkey that has like a disease and does some things.
hmm
But it like turns your whole head and like perception upside down because now you have Stephen King, you have the guy that's related to Psycho, you have George Romero, and all this stuff
hmm
all in. But all to be said, Stephen King and Osgood Perkins seems like it's going to be a recipe for a really good film. And he chose
Okay.
a short story, which stands a little bit more of a chance than like one of his longer
Long forms. Yeah.
books. Yeah,
Yeah.
it just you have a chance at like kind of packing more in. So I have hope for
hmm
that one. That's one of my top ones actually that I have a lot of hope for.
Okay. Okay. So
Um,
yeah, check that out. The Monkey. That's out already?
no, no, I'm not sure. Most of these, I think, have not even been talked about. Like, I think there's only one that I have on here that's like down for like coming out very, very soon.
Okay.
Which
Okay.
is not even one I'm on. Like, I wouldn't even consider like I can't wait to see this.
Okay.
Uh, I'll go ahead and mention it, and I won't spend much time on it.
Mm-hmm.
28 years later is obviously like I just wrote "duh" beside it. Like, if you don't in that, that's kind of a waste of time. Which I
Yeah.
forgot the episode, by the way.
Oh.
Second one,
Oh.
just a second.
Little treat. Little treat.
Yes.
We have it's another oh
Burial.
burial.
Yes, Sir Flax. Same
Nice.
one. I
Nice.
got
Okay. Okay.
it.
Okay. Yeah.
Had you heard of the monkey at all?
Yeah, I've seen the trailer for it. It
Okay,
looks crazy.
I haven't watched the trailer. I might actually watch it when we're done with this. I've tried not to.
Yeah.
I've only seen the trailer of all the stuff I wrote down. I've only seen parts of the trailer for 28 Years Later, and I tried to stay away
Mm-hmm.
from it
Mm-hmm.
just because we're already on that. And I'm going to keep that one brief so we can get to some of the other ones. I just
Yeah.
expect it to be really awesome because, again, kind of like Beetlejuice, and all these
Mm-hmm.
other films, you're getting the same, hopefully, the band back together to keep making something great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You got Theo James in there. You got
Mhm.
Elijah Woods in there.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks creepy as shit. And also
Yeah.
James
Yeah.
Wan,
When you add Elijah Wood into a horror film, we all know he's
probably
like
legit.
getting up there with like Nick Cage in horror films of like, oh God, what the hell is gonna happen? So yeah,
Yeah, comes out in let me hit you with the date on this
I haven't
one.
seen when it's supposed to come out. Let's see. It doesn't say. I tried to keep because I've got my phone for some like
Oh,
quick references.
February
Uh,
21st.
okay, so it's not that far off.
Coming up. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
another one,
Hmm.
because Irene had stepped in for a second and mentioned Monkey's Paw. Uh, one of the
Hmm.
next films I guess I should mention
Yeah.
has Jordan Peele attached to it. It's called Him. I don't know if you've seen anything about Him.
I haven't. No.
So it's supposed to be about making sure I don't mess this up, but it's like a promising young like football prospect that is kind of taken under the wing of like this
Hmm.
dynasty level quarterback. Kind of like if people need to know, I don't know if people don't know about much about football. It's kind of like what Tom
Hmm.
Brady done or Pat Mahomes has done. Tom
Hmm.
Brady, more for reference in this, is a quarterback that is like won a whole lot of Super Bowls. He's been around a long time and is aging out. He kind of
Hmm.
takes a young like up and comer underneath his wing and is trying to show him the ropes. And then it just says he's taken like on a blood curdling like journey is what some of the words that have been used into the sanctum of fame. Like, I mean, they're using a bunch of
Ooh.
words,
Okay.
but it sounds like kind of in the realm of what film were we talking about earlier? Um, Late Night with the Devil.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
happens in
Yeah.
the film where it's like, hey, if you want this, you need to do these things too. And
Hmm.
I'm wondering if
Hmm.
it's going to kind of play on that whole uh, idea as well. Like you have to give something up if you want this stuff.
Hmm.
Most of the time when Jordan Peele's attached to a project, it's at least very entertaining. It may not be the best
Yeah.
thing out, but I have a feeling it's going to be good. I mean, Marlon Wayans is in it.
Yeah.
Tim Heidecker is supposed to be in
Yeah.
this film.
Julia Fox is in there.
Yeah,
Jim
it looks like,
Jeffries. It's
yeah,
random.
we have to wait a while. I think it's September, supposedly, is when it's going to come out, but it seems like that could be a pretty good one.
Yeah, September 19th. Yeah, so I think Jordan Peele's just producing it.
Mhm. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to mention the ones off the bat that like my top ones in case we
Hmm.
could run out of time.
Hmm.
Another one, and this is also related to Kenny.
Okay.
Um, when Stephen King had a pen name, Bauckham, I can't remember what the first one is.
Richard Bachman. Yeah.
Yes, the Bachman books. He wrote a
Hmm.
few underneath a different pen name, and one of them was The Running Man.
Hmm.
And we all know Arnold's version of this movie back in the 80s. I don't know if you've seen
Yeah.
the Arnold version. Wild. I've seen some of the images that people have posted online. It may just be
Yeah.
like some doctored images of
Okay.
like some of the characters kind of in that same vein, looking like that. The original book
Hmm.
is really about this. To keep it very short in this regard, a guy is actually going all over the world and being chased by the stalkers. Like they're actually
Hmm.
hunting down to get him. The game is that he, outlasts them.
Hmm.
The original the original movie. Crazy when you start saying the original movie based off the original book. Um,
Hmm.
it's all in this one little area in LA that they have sanctioned off, and they add people in and that kind of
Hmm.
thing. I'll be interested to see if they kind of add both, if they go based more off the movie than the book,
Okay.
kind of what they add. But I usually, that's one of those movies up there that me and my brother used to watch like almost religiously when I was like,
Really?
say this, but like ages 6 or 7 until literally now. It's like
Hmm.
a good movie. And I had no idea, honestly speaking, that it was had anything to do with Stephen King. I mean, obviously
Mm.
for reasons you did. If you didn't know Richard Bachman was Stephen King, there's a reason to
Now
not know
you know.
attached
Yeah.
to him. But it's one of those really, really good films that some people just haven't seen that they need to.
Hmm.
So watching the original and seeing what they do here is going to be pretty rad.
Okay. Yeah, and that's November 7th.
Yep.
If you're putting
And
your
not to
calendars.
mention who's making this movie. That's the one thing I didn't even mention yet.
Dude, hold, what's it? Let me hit you with the cast real quick because the
Yeah.
cast is incredible. Okay. So Glenn Powell is your lead,
Yep.
having a moment as well. Then notable names in here, you got Josh Brolin, Coleman Domingo. You'll know
Yep.
him from Fear the Walking Dead, probably. And then you got this is crazy. I mean, you got William H. Macy,
Yes.
Michael Cera,
Yeah.
Sean Hayes,
Yep.
uh, dude, this is
When they
Amelia
Josh
Jones and
Brolin
Katie
and
O'Brien.
William H. Macy, that was like, wait, what? Not even to mention Michael
Yeah,
Cera, because that's just weird. But
I
the
love that.
guys, I'm like, this is going to be interesting to see
Yeah.
how this turns out.
So go ahead and talk about this director. I cannot believe that this person is
Edgar
making
Wright,
this.
dude, Edgar Wright. Oh my God! If all you have to do is just say Shaun of the Dead, and you could stop there, and people are
Hmm.
just like, "What the shit?" Like allowing him to make this film, it's gonna go. It has to be pretty bonkers in some regard, you
Yeah,
know?
he is a weirdo, like for
Yeah.
sure.
So that I
Hmm.
mean, honestly, when I look at my list, I did put the monkey on there like 28 years later, but Running
Hmm.
Man, because it still is, it's not quite horror, but it should be because of what it's kind of based on. I mean, you're allowing like what would
Hmm.
be people that just want to tear humans apart and could be serial killers and of that like allowed to just hunt people and we're all watching it on national
Hmm.
TV.
Hmm.
Or in this movie, it may be like a streaming service
Oh
slash
yeah, probably.
media platform.
Yeah.
Um, that's pretty terrifying. It's probably
Yeah.
like one of the top two that I can't wait to see.
Okay. What did you like? How did you like his last night in Soho? Did you
It's
see
pretty
that?
good. Yeah, I mean it's a little bit different than other things, but I still
Hmm.
liked it. We watched it well after it came out, just like kind of randomly one night. We're just like,
Hmm.
well, this has been talked about enough. We should watch it. It
Hmm.
was kind of all over the place, but I did enjoy
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, definitely. If Edgar Wright's attached to anything, you should probably at least check it out.
Yes.
Probably go look at it.
Yeah.
Might not be for you. There's quite a few of them that are just like, huh. Like I love them all. I love the Cornetto trilogy, but like Hot Fuzz is so much different than the other two.
So good.
Yeah, it's so much different though. Like it's it's yeah. Anyway, keep going.
um,
Keep going.
the next one that I put down, I'm trying to make sure I move quick enough so we can
Yeah.
pass them in. If people haven't seen the Hell House like
Hmm.
film, like I think this is going to be the fourth one.
Gotta be.
I think it's the fourth one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the fourth one. These guys created something very original within that realm of like the what is like the first person. What am I looking for? Found footage. They're very original
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
found footage stuff. Um, when people ask me every year, like, because people just know how into Halloween I am, like, what's a movie
Yeah.
that I need to see? Hell House is one of those ones that is still it's terrifying. They knew how to play on it right. Like,
Hmm. Hmm.
I think there's
Which
only like really one of them I'm like kind of falls out of bounds of the other ones that is kind of like okay, it's a bit over the top, but overall
okay.
all of them really work. They're all really scary. The newest one that took place in the mansion, I think it's called something Manor. I didn't do enough homework on this. I've
And
actually the only one I've only seen once. The other ones I've seen multiple times.
are we talking
Um,
about The Haunting of Hill House?
No, no, no. It's called Hell House LLC. Is the original like movie, and the
Yeah.
newest one is like Hell House LLC, and there's something Manor,
Oh,
based around
okay.
the origin story of these clowns that are in the other films,
Okay.
and kind of how they come into the story. Um, it's basically
Lineage,
about
maybe?
to give a brief overview.
Mm.
These people want to create a new haunt outside of New York City. They're trying to find a new place,
Mm-hmm.
so they buy this old motel or this old hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Set up in it, a lot of crazy stuff starts happening. A lot of it is based around like a cult and demonic possession,
Okay.
and the
Okay.
story goes along through 3 or 4 films. And the
Mm-hmm.
newest one is just called Hell House LLC Lineage,
Oh,
and
okay.
you get to see one of the clowns that's in every film. He's continued in this one. He has a really big part in the last film.
Okay.
I think just the shot is just him in a cornfield, and I'm just like, I can't wait to see what they've done, because
Okay.
each time you're still surprised, you're still scared, and they still offer something new. Um, and
Mm-hmm.
again, it kind of still falls in that realm of like Osgood Perkins, Ty West, Jordan
Okay.
Peele. There's still someone out there that's doing their own original thing,
Yeah.
degree, and giving you something new that's still really scary.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is oh man, dude, these are not rated well at all.
And
These
that's
Hell
what's
House
crazy.
movies.
That's like, I'll fight for these movies,
Yeah.
especially if none of the others, the first one and the last one that came out, I will fight to the death for them, because it's
Mm-hmm.
one of those things where you just need to watch it.
Okay.
Because if you're watching, they're one of those movies. If you're watching to get scared, they do a
Mm-hmm.
very good job with the jump scares, and there's enough story to kind of keep you in. They're
Okay.
not like, oh, it's a fun little hidden gem.
Yeah.
Like, actually, like, it's surprising that more people haven't seen it. I think it's just like the Shudder horror community definitely
Mm.
back it, and if you're not part of that, sometimes you may just not know much about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Apparently, Bloody Disgusting saying that this might be the last one that they do.
that would make sense. There's not a much left in the sense of story that I think they could tell, but I'm really excited just to see
Hmm.
what they will do one more time.
Okay. All right. So check that one out. It doesn't have a release date.
No.
Um, but go check that out when it drops, probably on Shudder.
There's another one that kind of, this one is pure like, dude, this is like so far out there,
Hmm.
beyond like way out of the park, beyond
Hmm.
left field. This is landing in lot Q of the Major League Baseball stadium as far as like that reference goes. It's this movie called Primitive War that I saw.
Okay.
I know it didn't say when it was supposed to come out.
Okay.
But it's a sci-fi horror film about like this group of like the recon team
And all
that
right,
come.
let me read you
Yes,
the
please.
description. Vietnam, 1968. A recon unit known as Vulture Squad is sent to an isolated jungle valley to uncover the fate of a missing Green Beret platoon. They soon discover they are not alone. The poster has a T-Rex eating someone's skull, and
Dude,
it's
army dudes fighting dinosaurs
oh
is kind of
man,
intriguing, as the 7-year-old Nathaniel would
yeah.
find it. Jeremy Piven is one of the main people attached to this movie.
Jeremy Piven, Ryan Quanten, who is True Blood fame. Yeah. What?
That's my far out there like reach film for like, I have to know what happens with this.
This is nuts. Let's
It could be
hopefully.
crazy.
Yeah, it's an Australian movie.
Yep.
Um, no release date so far.
Yeah, I mean, all this to be said, I'm putting some of this out there, and there
Hmm.
hasn't been a ton of stuff that we know about for 2025 still, unless you
Yeah.
wanted deep in the internet. But I wanted
Hmm.
to throw at least start with ones that I thought could be pretty
Yeah.
intriguing, or I knew were probably going to hit pretty well.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. I don't know if you have any thoughts about any of the things I've already listed. I'm trying to keep.
Not that one.
Yeah, that was
That
pretty crazy.
this reminds me of what's that? Werewolf Soldiers movie or something? Whatever.
Yes.
What is that thing?
I can't. There's been a few of them.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, they're like, is it a recent film you're talking about, or like
No.
80s style?
It might be recent-ish. I don't know.
There's a
Maybe it's
few based,
Werewolf Soldiers.
yeah, there's a few based around that idea of like,
Okay.
yeah. Um, Another one, I don't know if you've seen Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, if you've seen much about that.
I have seen that he's making it.
Yes, that's an
Hmm.
obvious one, like to go now back, bring it back, reel it in a little bit. I'll
Yeah.
choose that as my next one, is like to bring it kind of
Okay.
back and refocus a little bit.
Hmm.
Everything he does is amazing. And so to
Yeah.
have, he already just like, I would say it's probably like if you want to do the countdown of like films just in general,
Hmm.
um, his Shape of Water film
Yeah, dude.
is like top 20 films probably ever for me. It's one, I think, one of the greatest like love stories of all time. Just
Okay.
being feeling like I identify more with like, especially in horror, like the monsters and creatures,
Hmm.
that realm of like just like this thing being able to like find love and stuff. That movie is
Yeah.
absolutely insane. It's, I may or may not have actually shed a tear in theaters when I saw it, so like that doesn't ever happen. And so just knowing how great of a job he did with the creature of the Black Lagoon, I truly believe he's probably just he's gonna kill it with this.
Oh, is that based on Creature in the Black Lagoon?
Uh, Shape of Water is, yeah. He
Okay.
definitely took like the way as you go along. If you're a fan of Universal
Yeah,
monsters,
that makes sense.
like, wanted to do it based on that.
Mm. This
Um,
solid cast too.
yeah, I've tried to stay as far away from anything about it as I could, because I
Yeah.
also know, since you're quick with the, you have a computer apparently right in front of you. I just got my phone.
Hmm.
Maggie Gyllenhaal is also doing a Frankenstein-ish film, and I don't know if that's supposed to come out
Really?
in 2025. I think if it is, it's going to be hard for that one to compete with what we might get with this Frankenstein. But
Yeah. This
I'll
one's
probably see it.
you
Her
probably
seems
see them both.
more in the line of like the new Crow film, which is like,
Ugh.
oof.
Yeah.
The way they're portraying Frankenstein is like, yikes.
Yeah, dude.
It's a little
Well,
weird.
she's doing is it a bride? The Bride of Frankenstein?
Yeah, she's doing Bride and he's doing Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Hers is a
No,
little more polished and kind of like,
yeah, it's already in post-production apparently.
yeah.
So, but yeah, she directed it.
Yeah.
It's 1930 Chicago,
Mhm.
which is interesting.
I think, I mean, she might do a great job. I just, based off the images I saw of hers
Yeah.
versus his, and that's about as much as I've gone into depth with it.
Hmm.
I'm a huge fan of his, so I'm going to be more biased, just saying I think I'm going to like his a lot more. But following up, I hope, you can never get enough Universal monster
Hmm.
ripoffs. Like I didn't put the Wolfman on this list, the one that's
Yeah.
already for 20, like comes out this month. I
Hmm.
didn't put that on my list. It looks like not so great, but I will always love, as long as the Wolfman, Frankenstein, Dracula, Creature of the Black
Hmm.
Lagoon, the Mummy, as long as those movies are getting put out, I'll probably give them a shot.
Hmm. Christian Bale's Frankenstein's monster in this.
Yeah. If we get into a Brandon Fraser Mummy movie, I'm not gonna
Really? Oh shit.
go see that.
This is
Uh,
weird, dude.
yeah, the
I don't
Frankenstein one or Maggie Gyllenhaal's one.
Gyllenhaal one.
Yeah, it
September 26th, 2025, if you're looking
okay.
for that.
That is not necessarily on my list of what I'm looking for, but you know,
Hmm.
it's them coming out in the same year is kind of cool.
Hmm.
Maybe they both work out.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
let's see. I put. Have you seen all the Fear Street stuff?
Hmm. Yes.
Yeah, I would imagine most people watching this know what Fear Street is. It was like
Hmm.
a elevated Goosebumps thing
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
old kids, to put it simply. And then the stuff that they did the first time around. I don't know if I'm guessing this one's going to be straight to Netflix as well. But it was
Hmm.
called Prom Queen.
Hmm.
So Fear Street Prom Queen. I know there's more films actually in the works besides just this one.
Yeah.
But loving those other ones so much, I still watch them from time to time. I
Yeah,
feel
they're
like they
good.
really good job. There's like that shout out to Scream that they did.
Hmm. Hmm.
They just, it's really good. I can't imagine that not being at least just watchable.
Yeah.
We can't have
I
high hopes for anything the further down the line we get in years.
Yeah, that's
It's,
true. That's true. This just no release date either.
yeah, it just claims to be in 2025, which I'll
Mm-hmm. We'll
expect.
see.
I feel like it
Yeah.
might be like October. They might do that weird October thing and just like drop
Yeah.
it on.
There's
Netflix
a
seems to be one of those streaming services that doesn't give you much,
Yeah.
it just kind of out of nowhere drops everything on you at once unless it's like really high profile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is so apparently there's gonna be three more.
Yep.
So three, yeah.
And I hope they do what they did last time where it was like
Boom,
I think
boom,
they
boom.
dropped all three or they dropped one like a month, then the next
I,
month, and
I think it
next
was
month.
at each weekend.
Is that what it was?
I think they
Okay.
did one a week each weekend.
Yeah, it was so good. I love those.
Dude, it's so good.
They
Yeah.
did a really great job. I mean, it's kind of like a throwback to like how Ty West kind of really drops you perfectly into each time period.
Mm-hmm.
If possible, I know one of those was like literally we don't know what was kind of going on like
Yeah, that's
during
true.
the witch trials, but like when he did the 90s thing, he like put you perfectly in it. And then they also did it with like the slasher one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, they're real good.
who was
Um,
the was it multiple directors or was it just one? That's the one thing I didn't kind
let's
of got a
see.
blind spot on.
It's new the one who's doing this one is Matt Palmer.
Okay.
So, uh, but yeah, I think they're all different.
Yeah, I think they try to give some shine to
Mm-hmm.
multiple people. So that's
Yeah.
definitely on my list.
Part
Let's
two.
see how many I got left. I've got one,
Yeah.
two, three things left. Do we have time for me to kind of run through three?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
100%.
perfect. Okay, because the one last one we might talk about for a little bit because it's attached to another one, so I'll hold off on that. There's one called Death of a Unicorn, which is an A24
Mm-hmm.
film, and it's kind
Okay.
of been thrown out there as like a horror-ish film.
Mm-hmm.
You may have to look up real quick on who all is in it. I know Jenna Ortega is in it, and a
Okay.
few other people, but it's like literally about the death of a unicorn. Like it seems like from what
Yeah,
I can
I've
gather,
seen the trailer for this. It looks insane.
yeah, they
Paul
like
Rudd's in it.
yeah, they like literally kill a unicorn by accident,
Yeah.
and that's what the whole premise of the film is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That
they
seems
hit this.
pretty entertaining.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I think
Yeah,
it's out pretty soon,
yeah, I
if I'm
think it's
not
it's kind of
mistaken.
like what was it? What was the other one we were just talking about that's like out now? The Wolf Man. That and the Wolf
Wolfman's out. Yeah.
finally getting a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's March 28th.
Yeah, I'll probably go see that one.
Mm-hmm.
Alongside, I can't remember. I meant to make a note of another one of the films. I think it's Monkey that might be the other film
Mm-hmm.
that is being released by Neon.
Okay.
Yes, the Monkey is another one released by but like Neon and A24 have emerged as like
The premiere. Yeah.
giving us good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Blumhouse has just been like almost like Netflix of just throwing shit at the wall and whatever sticks without
Mm-hmm.
the just
Yeah.
like yeah,
Yeah. I get it. No, 100%. A24 is this is gonna have a dope cast too.
yeah. I
It's
mean,
it's
24 is
really
getting
good.
like some serious people in their films now. Like they
Mm-hmm.
always had like people that were willing to take a chance on stuff, like what we saw with
Yeah.
Hereditary and its cast and so forth. But
Mm-hmm.
now it's like they're getting like big. Like you can tell they have a budget to bring in some people that aren't just taking a chance. They're getting paid to be in these films.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
um, they supposedly there are two Predator films coming out, and this toes the line, much like Alien Romulus, of being like horror and sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
But the Predators definitely scares the hell out of quite a few people, so I'm going to just say it kind of falls in that realm.
Okay.
Tried to stay away from what it looks like those films are about, outside of literally just like two new entries into
Mm-hmm.
the overall franchise. Because like,
Okay.
dude, Prey is still on my watch list. I still haven't watched that, and
I
I
haven't
can't.
watched Prey either.
It seems like it's pretty good. I just love the
Yeah.
idea of what Predator has to offer overall, outside of the Alien versus Predator
Mm-hmm.
attempt films. They weren't super great,
Yeah.
but it seems like these are going to be watchable for sure.
Okay. Yeah, we got all right, so we're at a 10-minute mark.
Okay,
We gotta so
that's
yeah,
all.
Predators Badlands with Elle Fanning
Yep.
as the first one. Dan Trachtenberg is directing. That's weird.
Yeah.
It doesn't say, and then Predator does Dark Ages?
Yep. Something like that. I tried to keep it very
Okay.
vague, just as like something I'm looking forward to because I love
Yeah.
Alien, I love Predator.
Yeah. November
But
7th.
the last, so we could just go ahead and jump to it. The last one that I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to, and I was like, "What the fuck?" When I saw that it said
Yeah,
this
dude.
untitled, but yet somehow I know what you did last summer film,
Yeah.
which we all know our boy Kevin.
Yeah.
Somehow
Our
they're
boy
still
Kevin.
dragging him in through all the shit that's happened in the past 2 years
Mm-hmm.
into another Scream movie.
Yeah.
And this was one of his follow-ups to the Scream franchise.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and I tried to not, knowing we were going to talk about it, I tried to just leave it alone. I don't know if he's even attached to this. I don't know
Kevin?
if they're going to have more. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to have more of the cast in this.
I think he's writing it.
Obviously, yeah, I was going to say, obviously, if Scream has shown that they can make millions of dollars off of bringing something back,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to try, and they've done it again. So
Mm-hmm.
I love, dude, I love the original one. The
Yeah.
second one is Jack Black is all I got to say. What the hell? So we're not going to talk about the second one, but
Yeah.
the original one. I mean, if you like kids today that want to like be all about the early 2000s,
Mm-hmm.
just hand them the VHS tape of I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like, here's your look. Here's what you need to do. Watch how these people dress and what they say and what they do and what they listen to, and you use that as your blueprint.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's one of the most early 2000s things you can do.
Yeah, they're saying that he's writing it.
Good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think if he's attached to it, then it's probably going to be entertaining at the very least.
Yeah. It'll at least have a good something good, hopefully.
Yeah.
Something good about it. But that should be it looks like there's already a poster, but I don't believe this is real. I think this
Yeah,
is
see, it says it claims to be in 2025, so I wanted to mention it in case we get the
yeah.
help rate it actually happens. But if it does, it seems like it's going to be like November or December.
Yeah, I don't think that one's coming out
Yeah,
this fast. But
because
there
we do know,
is
us talking about on
yeah.
Anyone Can Die, of course,
Mm-hmm.
the Scream franchise, and have talked multiple times about it.
Mm-hmm.
You absolutely crushed it on getting it like nailing it down to the absolute.
It was
I,
pretty close, dude. I was kind of like shit. That's pretty nice.
dude,
That
it
was
gives me
pretty
still
close.
still thinking about like, man, this dude is so into this movie that he guessed the film off the bat.
Dude, it was the best guess I've ever made, probably.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
you need some kind of trophy. I need to get a trophy made.
we need to talk about this last one that's at the bottom of your list.
Ooh, what did I put down there?
I know what you did last summer.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. And oh yeah, so oh, I thought you were talking about Scream.
Oh no. Yeah. Well, I mean, Kevin Williamson did Scream and did I Know What
Yeah,
You Did,
yeah.
but I mean, are you a fan of that one? After
I know what you did last summer is a movie that freaked me the fuck out as a kid when it came out.
yeah.
I was like, what is going on with these people? Like why is this dude getting in 97, okay? So 97, I'm in fifth grade, I think.
Yep.
Something like that. So yeah, no, it was I was just like, dude, why is this I think it was the first maybe like legit up close kill I'd ever seen on a movie was that hook through the throat thing.
Oh,
And I was like, "Oh my God, I am done with this."
so you hadn't seen Scream at that point? Did you see I Know What You Did Last Summer before seeing
No,
Scream?
I'd seen Scream before that.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Scream, but I was like, that one, that the shot's like right here, like it,
Yeah,
and it's gnarly. And at least there's like some mystery in Scream. This one, there's mystery, but it's not as. It just feels creepier, you know.
it's a dude. That movie is just so far out there
Mm-hmm.
overall.
Yeah,
I don't think I saw. I Know What You Did Last
July
Summer.
18th, by the way,
Oh, they're saying July 18th.
July 18th, and then
What?
The poster is 4th of July themed. So,
Here,
yeah.
because it's weird that it's like untitled. I know what you did last summer
Mm-hmm.
project, but then it's like it's got a release date. I
Mm-hmm.
tried not to dig too much on it. I wanted to keep it kind of like most of the stuff in 2025. I feel like I was pleasantly surprised all the stuff that I said about 2024.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've tried to take that approach from here on out, especially after
Yeah.
what has happened with the Halloween films of like
Mm.
trying not to expect
Jesus, dude.
anything.
Yeah.
When your favorite guy gets grinded up in a junkyard meat grinder, you try to just like keep your mind open and just give some room, some grace, and some
Yeah.
room for growth for other franchises.
Yeah. He's yeah. I don't know, man. Those movies are awful.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so that's pretty much you got anything so out of these what are the two or three must-sees
I
while we
think
got time?
the monkey,
Okay.
him.
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna still say Running Man because I mean it's gonna be one that I don't know that anybody even is like, what the hell is he talking about if you haven't seen
Yeah.
the original. And that's purely just from a film standpoint, not even just horror. Just like anytime someone's gonna do something with Stephen
Mm-hmm.
King, I have to see it. But then also that original was so big for me
Mm-hmm.
that I'm interested in that. And then obviously the Monkeys, another Stephen King. So him might be the one that I'm like, what the hell are they gonna do with this? Because I am a football fan, and
Yeah.
it is seems to be very original. And the people involved seem to be really like it seems
Mm-hmm.
like that really cool cast attached to it. So that could
Mm-hmm.
be like one of those surprises here. Like that's really
Yeah.
good.
Did I think this there's a couple of set pictures and stuff from I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah,
This is a 4th of July themed movie.
I'm stoked
So
for that.
we're
And then
getting that.
not to gloss over 28 years later, because here's the
Yeah.
thing: that's one it should just hit. It should just be good.
It's gonna be good. There's no
Yeah.
way.
So I'm
There's
not
no way it won't.
much. If anybody gives you grief or gives me grief, just say like I'm saying it now. It just should be good. And I
Yeah, it
think
will. It will be
what
good.
we did last summer should just like be decent. So
Hmm.
that's why I
Hmm.
picked the other three films because that's more original.
Yeah. Well, these are legit.
Yeah.
So those are Anyone Can Die's picks of 2025 horror movies you should see,
Yep.
according to your boy Nathaniel Covington.
Sorry if I missed
Um,
any.
oh,
That's
dude,
what
you
I.
didn't miss anything. So,
Yeah.
yeah, before we get out of here, get on your phone or whatever you're listening to this on. Go and subscribe to Anyone Can Die. Check out all their episodes. Download them all so they get these big spike. You know what I'm saying? And then that would be sick. And yeah, if we missed anything, drop it in the comments. Let us know. Yell at us on Twitter or Instagram, wherever. You're banned TikToks now. Do that.
It's back.
It'll be back.
5 seconds later, it's already back now. It was like less than like 8 hours.
Yeah. So
Whatever.
yeah, do that. And yeah, man, this was fun. I appreciate you
Oh,
doing this.
talking about movies again. I love it. It's been
Yeah. We should do it. We'll do it more. We'll do it more.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. But anyways, you got anything else to say? What do you got going on or what you want people to check out?
That's it. I think how much time we got? I can look this up real quick. For
You got
those that
1 minute.
are watching this, you see that countdown? Yes.
234? Is that
284
80?
days to go until Halloween. That's all we really need to
Okay. And that is as of January
know. Today.
20th. So when you
Yep.
see this, it'll be a little bit less.
Exactly.
Anyways, old Natty Light, appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you for
Come back
having me.
any, yeah, man. Come by anytime. But
And grab Burial
yeah,
the surf wax. It's very good. You guys should try it out.
yeah. Definitely get Surf Wax. Get Burial in general. They're a great brewery.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, anyways, it's been your boy, Pat Ars, Nathaniel Covington. We out.